So, ayan. Hello. So, this is a video discussion I'm talking about. So, while wala ako, let's pretend na may klase tayo. So, during our schedule, panoorin nyo itong dalawang video that I recorded para naman at least in pace pa din tayo dun sa klase natin. And pagbalik ko, review na lang siya. Mabilisang discussion na lang. Pasensya nyo na yung background noise kasi may bisita kasi kami. Okay. So, I'll start the discussion on chapter 3, which is on the enzymes. And remember yung enzymes na sabi ko na before, yung dun sa classifications of proteins based on functions, yung number one is si catalytic proteins. And yung mga catalytic proteins na yon, they are also known as enzymes. So itong chapter 3 na to is solely or dedicated to enzymes. Pero yung mga enzymes, it is not only proteins lang. Merong mga enzymes din na mayroong ribonucleic acids or other elements. Pero itong um, coverage ni chapter 3 is solely on enzymes wherein yung composition nila is mainly proteins lang siya. So, kumbaga, connected sa chapter 2 and chapter 3 natin. So, enzymes that are mainly composed of proteins. So, etong chapter 3, overview lang siya. We have the definition and ano yung structure ni enzymes, ano yung mga parts niya, and then nomenclature, paano siya pangalanan, and then from the name itself, paano mo malalaman ano yung function ni enzymes. And then ano yung mga major classes ni enzymes, models of enzyme action, paano gumagalaw yung mga enzymes. And then enzyme specificity, medyo choosy kasi sila. So, ano yung mga specific na gusto nila? So, yun. And then, ano yung mga factors that would affect the enzyme activity? Ano yung mga factors na nagpapabagal or nagpapabilis doon sa activity ng mga enzymes. And then, last one is enzyme inhibition. Paano parang nai-stop or na ka-counteract yung ginagawa ni enzymes. So, sa first video na to, we will cover yung first three, which is yung definition, structure, nomenclature, and yung major classes. Medyo mahaba kasi yung major classes. And then, dun sa second video, etong last four subtopics na yung models of enzyme action, specificity, factors, and C, inhibition. So, we'll start with the definition ni enzyme. So, enzyme, it is an organic compound that acts as a catalyst for a biochemical reaction. When we say catalyst, alam niyo naman na yan before, it either speeds up or it slows down a certain reaction. Pero in this case, biochemical reaction kasi yung enzyme na tinutukoy ko dito is yung mga enzymes na nasa katawan natin. So, biochemical reactions siya. Pero may mga catalyst kasi, hindi na enzyme ang tawag sa kanya. Yung ginagawa na nila is it speeds up chemical reactions na. Hindi na siya biochemical reaction. So, sa chapter na to, enzymes lang siya. Yung mga reactions sa katawan natin. So, yung mga enzymes na to, they cause cellular reactions to occur millions of times faster than corresponding uncatalyzed reaction. So, when we say it speeds up or it slows down a certain biochemical reaction, we mean to say na times million siya. Hindi yung it speeds up the reaction times 2, times 3, hindi siya ganun. Kasi, for example, may mga decomposition reaction, yun yung power kasi ni catalyst. May mga decomposition reaction na, example lang ha, na it would take a million of years bago siya mag-decompose. Kapag uncatalyzed siya, ibig sabihin, wala kang nilagay na catalyst. So, yung usual na reaction na niya. So, masyadong matagal kasi million of years yung kailangan mo para mag-decompose siya. So, dito na papasok si catalyst. Then, kapag dinagdag mo si catalyst doon sa reaction, ang mangyayari, yung millions of years na decomposition time niya, it will only be reduced into a few seconds na. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng millions of times faster. So, yun yung power ni catalyst. So, in this case, si enzyme. So, as catalysts, enzymes are not consumed during the reaction but merely help the reaction occur more rapidly. So, kapag magsusulat kayo ng reaction or ng biochemical reactions, hindi nyo makikita si catalyst doon sa reactant side and sa product side kasi hindi siya kino-consume. Hindi siya yung natatransfer from one molecule to another. Ang ginagawa niya lang is tinutulungan niya yung mabilisang pag-transfer ng mga molecules na yun. So, hindi siya actually part nung buong, nung mismong chemical reaction. Parang kumbaga, outside or external force lang siya na nagpapabilis ng reaction. Okay? So, in terms of the structural classes of enzymes, we have two. Parang si proteins lang din, di ba? In terms of its composition, we have the simple and the conjugated enzyme. And just like the proteins din, yung simple enzyme, it is entirely composed of amino acid chain since we're talking about enzymes made up of amino acids or proteins. So, yung simple enzyme, mainly simple protein siya. So, kapag simple protein, amino acid lahat yung composition niya. And then, when we say conjugated enzymes naman, it has a non-protein part in addition to a protein part. So, parang kay conjugated protein, merong amino acids, meron ding prosthetic group. So, ganun din kay enzymes. Meron siyang prosthetic group. In this case, non-protein part yung tawag sa kanya. And then, meron siyang protein part. So, yung conjugated enzyme, meron siyang several parts. We have here the apoenzyme, the cofactor, the holoenzyme, and the coenzyme. So, para ma-imagine nyo, meron akong picture of a conjugated enzyme. So, etong parang malaking part ni enzyme, tinatawag siyang apoenzyme. So, etong apoenzyme na to, it is mainly composed of proteins. So, dito mo makikita yung protein part ni enzymes. So, yan. Apoenzyme siya. Ito yung protein part. Yan. Sorry, pangit lang ko. Sulat ko pag ganito. Yan. And then, we have the cofactor and the coenzyme. So, yung cofactor and coenzyme, pareho silang yung non-protein part na ni enzymes. Kapag counterpart ni protein naman, siya na yung tinatawag na prosthetic group. So, they are the non-protein part. So, ibig sabihin, hindi sila made up of amino acids. So, non-protein. Yan. And then, same with the coenzyme. Non-protein part din siya. Yan. Non-protein part. Pero ano yung difference naman ni cofactor and ni coenzyme? Since pareho naman silang non-protein part, how would you differentiate them? It's not about the size. It is about their composition. Si cofactor kasi, it is made up of metal ions. Metals siya. While si coenzyme naman, it is made up of organic molecules na hindi proteins or amino acids. Organic molecules. Yan. So, ulit lang, kapag protein part ni enzymes, apoenzyme ang tawag sa kanya. And then, kapag non-protein part, it is either the cofactor or the coenzyme. Yung cofactor, yun yung metal ions na additive ni enzymes. And then, si coenzyme naman, yun yung organic molecules na hindi amino acids. Yan. And kapag naman holoenzyme, it is like the collective term of a combination of the apoenzyme and the cofactor. Collective term siya. Minsan kasi magkakadikit na si apoenzyme and si cofactor. So, as a whole na yan, tinatawag siya as holoenzyme. Yan. Ano yun? Apoenzyme plus the cofactor. Yan. Yun yung holo enzyme. And then, eto, catalytic site na yan, tinatawag din siyang active site. So, dito na nangyayari yung pagbilis ng chemical reaction. So, mamaya doon sa models of enzyme action, doon yung makikita yung use or function ni catalytic site. Parang doon pumapasok kasi yung mga reactants para mabilisan yung transfer ng mga molecules dun sa chemical reaction or biochemical reaction. So, yun yung parts ni conjugated enzymes. So, ito yung mga examples ng mga cofactors. Remember, cofactors, yun yung mga metal ions. So, ito yung mga ions. And then, ito yung mga counterpart ng mga enzymes na may mga ganitong cofactors. Like, for example, if you have the copper ions, yung mga enzymes na yun, tinatawag siyang cytochrome oxidase. Then, later on, yung K+, pyruvate kinase. Kapag naman, molybdenum denitrogenase. So, ayan, yung mga yan. And then, okay, next naman is we have the nomenclature of enzymes. Yun yung paano siya pangalanan. So, enzymes are mostly commonly named by using a system that attempts to provide information about the function of the enzymes. Yung sa previous na examples ko on the nomenclature, di ba? Based from the name nung compound na yun, malalaman mo yung composition niya. Ano yung laman nung compound na yun. Pero sa enzymes kasi, doon sa pangalan niya, doon mo makikita yung function niya and hindi yung composition. Then, function niya, ibig sabihin, makikita mo doon yung type of reaction and ano yung substrate na pinaggagamitan nung enzymes. When we say substrate, yun yung reactants kung saan ina-apply yung enzymes. Yun. So, sa nomenclature, doon mo makikita yung type of reaction and then yung identity nung substrate. So, by that, malalaman mo na yung function nung mismong enzymes. Yan. So, parang ito, yung picture ng enzyme, ayan. May shape siya. And then, dito sa mga dents dito, yun yung catalytic site kanina. And then, yun yung active site din. Other term niya is catalytic or active site. Yung substrate, yun yung reactants. Yun. So, yung substrate na yun, ang nangyayari kasi is halos pareho sila para silang puzzle pieces, na pareho sila ng shape nung active site ni enzyme. So, magdidikit yan and then later on, may mga reactions na nangyayari doon na parang napapabilis yung transferring nung chemical reaction. Yan. So, there are three important aspects in the nomenclature of enzyme. The first one is yung suffix na ASE that is used to identify na yung compound na yun is an enzyme, yung suffix. Diba? Before, kapag ANE, from the alkane group siya. Kapag ENE, alkene. Kapag YNE, alkyne. Pero in this case, kapag ASE siya or ACE, ibig sabihin, isa siyang enzyme. Pero there are some exemptions. Ginagamit yung IN na suffix din also kasi if I'm not mistaken, older rules siya. Older rules siya na ginagamit si IN. Pero based on IUPAC na siya, yung mas updated, ASE na yung ginagamit na suffix. So up until now, may mga enzymes na IN yung suffix na ginagamit. Meron din, karamihan na is yung mga ASE or ACE na yung suffix. Example is si trypsin and pepsin. So, yun yung mga examples ng mga digestive enzymes na merong suffix na IN. Yan. Sina trypsin and si pepsin. Yan. Digestive enzymes. Yan. And then next rule naman is the type of reaction catalyzed by an enzyme is often noted with a prefix. So an oxidase, example, an oxidase enzyme, ibig sabihin nun, oxid. Ayan, di ba yung ACE, ibig sabihin from the enzyme group na siya. And then yung oxide, ano ba yung reaction? Type of reaction that starts with oxine. So, ibig sabihin, oxidation reaction siya. So, yung oxidase, it is an enzyme that is used in an oxidation reaction. So, yun yung ibig sabihin niya. Another example is the hydrolase. So, yan yung ACE, ibig sabihin, enzyme siya. And then hydrol, so ano ibig sabihin ng hydrol? Anong reaction ang may hydrol? So, isa lang yan, which is the hydrolysis reaction. So, hydrolase, hydrolysis. Yan. So, si hydrolase, it is an enzyme that is used in a hydrolysis reaction. Yan. And then the last rule would be the identity of the substrate is often noted in addition to the type of reaction. So infrequently, the substrate but not the reaction type. Ayan. So eto, urease. Ayan. Example, we have urease and lactase. May mga, kapag hindi kasi, di ba dito, etong second rule, eto, dapat naka-indicate yung type of reaction. Pero there are some instances na kasi na hindi indicated yung type of reaction. Like for example, urease and lactase. So pag tatanggalin mo yung ase na suffix, ang matitira is si lact and si ure. Walang type of reaction na ure and lact yung starting niya. So ibig sabihin, that's the substrate na, hindi na yung reaction. So, kapag hindi binigay yung type of reaction, it is automatically considered as a hydrolysis reaction. So, for example, kapag urease, it is an enzyme that is used in the hydrolysis of urea. Yan. Hydrolysis of urea. So, yung urea, yun na yung substrate. And then, since walang naka-indicate na type of reaction dyan, automatic na siya na hydrolysis reaction. And then, eto naman, si lactase, wala ulit naka-indicate na type of reaction. So, automatically, it is used in the hydrolysis reaction. And then, ano naman yung substrate? Lact. So, ano ba yung lact? Lactose siya. Lactose. Yung may kita sa gatas. So, hydrolysis of lactose. Sugar. Yeah. So, we'll have examples of the later on nung nomenclature ng enzymes. Pero before that, ano nga ba yung mga types of reactions na pinaggagamitan ng mga enzymes? So, yung mga types of reactions na yun, may kita siya doon sa classes ng enzymes. Kasi yung mga enzymes na to, they are divided into 6 classes. And yung mga classes na to, they are based on the types of reaction kung saan sila involved. So, we have 6. Si oxidoreductases, si transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, and the ligases. I'm not really sure with the pronunciation, pero ganyan yung ginagamit kasi namin. So, if you have a better or the right way to pronounce, feel free to correct me in the future. Okay? So, naunahin natin, isa-isahin natin lahat yan. Kaya sinabi ko kanina na medyo mahaba yung major classes kasi 6 siya. Okay? Okay, the first one is the oxidoreductase. So, yung oxidoreductase, this is the class of enzymes that is used in the that is used in an oxidation reduction reaction. So, this is more commonly known as the redox reaction. Yan. So, kapag you have a redox reaction na medyo mabagal siya, then kailangan mo ng enzymes, ang ginagamit na is the oxidoreductase. So, yan. Redox reaction. And remember, in a redox reaction, always na simultaneous yan. Yung dalawang reactants mo, if the other one will undergo a reduction, yung isa naman should undergo an oxidation. So, simultaneous yan na nangyayari. Yung dun sa dalawang reactants. And remember the acronym or the mnemonics. Mnemonic ba yung tawag nun? Dun sa redox, we have the Leora and the Geroa. Yan. Naalala niyo yun? We have the Leora and also the Geroa. Yan. So, kapag nag-lose ng electrons, yung reactant na yon, ibig sabihin, nag-undergo siya ng oxidation. And then, yung reactant na yon, tinatawag siya as a reduced agent or reduced substrate. Kapag naman reduction, Geroa, siya yung nag-undergo ng gaining of electrons. And then, ang tawag sa kanya is an oxidized agent. Yan. Yan. So, example of that one is si lactate dehydrogenase. It is an oxidoreductase that removes hydrogen atoms from a molecule. So, titingnan nyo to, we have this one. Reactant between a lactate and the NAD+, nicotinamide adenine. I'm not really sure with the name. Yan. NAD+, yan. One of them will undergo an oxidation and then the other one will undergo a reduction. Based from this acronym na to, lose electrons siya, gain electrons, yung kasi yung key takeaways mo para malaman mo kung sino yung oxidation, sino yung reduction. So, titignan mo dito, medyo mahirap siya kasi hindi visible yung electrons. So, mahihirapan kang i-identify sino yung oxidation, sino yung reduction. So, para mas madali, merong definition yung oxidation and reaction based on the carbon bonds. So, kapag oxidation, yung reaction, ayan, it should have an increase in carbon-oxygen bond. Yan. So, possible na from single na carbon-oxygen bond, mag-undergo siya ng oxidation. So, magiging double bond na siya na carbon-oxygen. So, parang ganun yung nangyayari. So, kapag nag-increase yung bond ni carbon-oxygen, meron kang pagkukunan nung bond na yun. So, merong magdi-decrease. So, at the same time, magdi-decrease yung carbon-hydrogen bonds. Yan. And then, kapag naman, reduction, yan. So, baliktad lang siya ni oxidation. So, kapag si oxidation, nag-increase ng CO bonds, syempre, simultaneous yan na reaction, kabaliktaran nung isa. Nag-decrease naman siya ng carbon-oxygen bond. And then, kapag nag-decrease naman ng carbon-hydrogen sa oxidation, sa reduction naman, mag-i-increase din ng carbon-hydrogen bond. Yan. Yan. So, mas madali na siyang i-identify as compared to the previous one na lose electrons and gain electrons. So, ang gagawin natin dito, we have lactate and NAD+. Titignan nyo, i-compare nyo siya doon sa products na pyruvate and NADH. So, kung titingnan nyo kung sino yung nag-increase yung CO bond, sino yung nag-increase yung CH bond. Yan. So, dito, na-highlight na color pink si CO bond ni lactate. So, sa reactant side, single bond lang siya na CO bond. Pero, pagdating niya ng reactant side, naging C double bond siya. C double bond O. So, ibig sabihin, there is an increase in CO bonds. So, si lactate na naging pyruvate, siya yung nag-undergo ng oxidation reaction. So, ganun lang siya. Yan. Oxidation. Yan. So, kapag nag-undergo na ng oxidation, yung lactate, automatic yung isa na is magka-undergo na ng reduction kahit hindi mo siya i-verify. Pero maganda pa rin na i-verify mo kasi mali mo nagkamali ka dun sa oxidation. Pero usually kasi ganun. Kapag na-identify mo na, sure ka na na-identify mo na oxidation yung isa, dapat yung isa is reduction na. So, NAD+, kung mapapansin nyo, to verify, yung NAD+ dito, mayroong carbon dyan. So, NAD+, may carbon, and then naging NADH. So, nagkaroon ka ng CH bond. So, there is an increase in CH bonds kasi nadagdagan ng hydrogen si NAD+. So, ibig sabihin, si NAD+, siya yung nag-undergo ng reduction. Yan. Okay. Yan. So, makikita nyo na yung reaction is a redox reaction. So, anong ginagamit na enzyme for that? It is a lactate dehydrogenase. So, dehydrogenase, it is a subclass of oxidoreductase. And then lactate, so from the name from the nomenclature, lactate dehydrogenase, yan yung pangalan ni enzyme. Lactate kasi yun yung substrate na ginamit. And then dehydrogenase kasi nagtanggal ka ng H2 molecules tapos at the same time nag-undergo ng redox reaction yung ang biochemical reaction mo. So, lactate dehydrogenase. Yan. Don't worry about the reactant and the product. Kasi usually given na yan, yung reactant and the products, hindi kayo yung magsusulat or mag-identify ng products. Ibibigay yan, and then ang gagawin nyo is to identify ano yung enzyme na gagamitin. So, ang ginagawa usually is you have to identify the substrate and then identify anong reaction yung nangyayari. So, yan. So, from dissecting the chemical reaction or the biochemical reaction, napag-alaman natin na oxidation reduction reaction siya. And then, the substrate is a lactate. So, yung enzyme na gagamitin mo is lactate dehydrogenase. Yan. Ganun lang. Okay? Okay, next we have the transferase naman. Transferase, these are the enzymes that catalyzes the transfer of a functional group from one molecule to another. Yung kanina, oxidoreductase, it is involved in a redox reaction. Etong kay transferase, transfer naman siya ng isang functional group from one reactant to another. So, under the transferase, we have two subclasses, si transaminase and si kinases. So, kapag sinabi nating transaminase, so trans, ibig sabihin, there's a transfer. And then amine, so ibig sabihin, there's a transfer of amino group. Amino group or NH2. So, there's a transfer of amino group from one molecule to another. Example is this one. Itong letter A dito. We have alanine and alpha-ketoglutarate. So, si alanine, ito yung naka-blue dyan. Kung makikita nyo. Yan. Etong naka-blue dito, yun yung amino group. So, mayayari, etong amino group, matatransfer siya kay alpha-ketoglutarate. So, for it to be mas mapadali yung transfer ng amino group ni alanine kay alpha-ketoglutarate, gumagamit ka ng transaminase. Then, specifically, ano yung pangalan ni enzyme? It is glutamate pyruvate. Kasi yung products niya is a glutamate and a pyruvate. And then transaminase kasi there is a transfer of amino group. So, yan. Yan, drawing ko. So, yung amino group dito, ganito yung nangyayari. Yung amino group dyan, matatanggal. And then, etong C-double bond O dito, mahahati yan. So, magiging C-single bond O, tapos meron dyan. Tapos, hahatiin mo yan. Matatanggal yan. And then, mangyayari, yung oxygen, papalit siya dito kay amino group ni alanine. Yan. And then, yung amino group ni alanine, siya naman yung didikit kay alpha-ketoglutarate. Yan. So, magkakaroon ka ng C-double bond O and amino group kay alpha-ketoglutarate. So, magiging pangalan na niya is, yung ganitong structure kasi, that is now called as a pyruvate. Yan. Pyruvate. And then, dito sa kabila naman is glutamate. Yan. So, ang ginagamit na enzyme is a transaminase. Then, another subclass, we have the kinases. So, yung kay transaminase, there's a transfer of amino group. So, kay kinase, there is naman a transfer of a phosphate group from the adenosine triphosphate or ATP. Diba? Triphosphate, ibig sabihin, tatlo yung phosphate group niya. So, ipapamigay yung isa, mababawasan siya, magiging ADP na lang siya or adenosine diphosphate. So, example is, etong isang reaction dito. Yan. I-zoom ko. Yan. We have glucose plus the adenosine triphosphate containing 3 phosphate group. So, mayayari, yung isang phosphate group ni ATP, siya yung didikit dito. And then, yung hydrogen, siya yung papalit doon sa place ni phosphate kay ATP. So, mayayari, marereduce siya into DP na lang siya. So, ADP, adenosine diphosphate with 2 phosphate groups. And then, si glucose naman, may dagdag siyang phosphate kasi nag-transfer nga. So, magiging glucose 6-phosphate siya. Yan. Yan, drawing ko. Para, yan. So, yung ATP, saan na yun? Yan. So, eto, matatanggal siya dito. So, yung hydrogen, siya yung pupunta kay ATP. And then, yung isang phosphate group, ni ATP, siya yung pupunta doon sa place dati ni hydrogen. Transfer dyan. Yan. So, magiging ADP na lang siya and eto na. Glucose 6-phosphate. Yan. Bakit siya glucose 6-phosphate? Doon sa chapter 4, carbohydrate group na kasi siya. So, doon natin malalaman yung nomenclature ni carbohydrates. Yan. So, anong ginamit na enzyme for this one? Since there's a transfer of phosphate, ang gagamitin is a kinase. So, specifically, it is a hexokinase. Kasi hex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ay, hindi, mali. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon siya. So, hexokinase. Yan. Or kinase lang, okay lang. Yan. And then next naman, we have the hydrolase. So, hydrolase, these are the enzymes that catalyzes a hydrolysis reaction in which the addition of a water molecule to a bond that causes the bond to be broken or to break. Yan. So, hydrolysis reaction, ibig sabihin, magdadagdag ka ng water molecule. And then, after mo while nagdadagdag ka ng water molecule, ang nangyayari is, mayroong nabibreak na bond. Yun. So, we have 3 subclasses of hydrolase, si carbohydrases, proteases, and the lipases. So, this depends on what kind of bond is being broken upon adding a water molecule. So, when we say carbohydrases, ang nabibreak dyan is glycosidic bond. Yan. Glycosidic bond or yun yung bonds that are found in sugar molecules or carbohydrate groups, carbohydrate units. So, kapag proteins, di ba, peptide bonds, yun yung bonds between the amino acids. So, kapag carbohydrates naman, glycosidic bonds ang tawag dyan. So, ibig sabihin, para kang nagcha-chop-chop ng carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. And then, we have the proteases. Ang nabibreak naman dito are peptide linkages or yung mga peptide bonds na natin in proteins. And then, we have the lipases, breaking of ester bonds or ester linkages in triacyl glycerols or these are the lipids or fats. Yan. So, kapag carbohydrates, polysaccharides or sugars, proteases for proteins, and then lipases for lipids or fats. Yan. So, I have here an example. Ito. We have here maltose, and maltose is an example of a polysaccharide. So, ibig sabihin, yung gagamitin mong enzyme dito is under the subclass carbohydrases. So, polysaccharide. Yan. So, yung gagamitin mong enzyme dito is a carbohydrase. So, nangyayari, yung H2O na to, di ba H2O, there is a hydrogen and then OH. Yan. So, yung A, mababreak yung bond dito. Yan. And then, yung hydrogen, dito siya didikit kay oxygen. And then, yung OH, didikit siya dito kay first unit ni maltose. So, ayan. Yung OH and yung H galing kay water molecule. Para siyang, kung naaalala nyo, si protein hydrolysis. Reverse siya ni peptide formation. So, parang ganun lang din. You add something, or you add water, I should say, and then, mababreak yung mga units niya. Pero in this case, polysaccharides siya. So, ang ginagamit na dito is a carbohydrates, or specifically, a maltase. Remember dun sa nomenclature kanina, kapag hindi included yung type of reaction dun sa pangalan, automatic hydrolysis reaction siya. And yung hydrolysis reaction na to, yun yung hydrolase na siya. So, usually, kapag walang type of reaction, hydrolases yung mga yun. So, maltase, yung tawag dito kasi yung substrate na gagamitin is a maltose. So, ibig sabihin, maltase, it is the catalyst or enzyme used in the hydrolysis of maltose. Yan. So, nahati siya, naging dalawang glucose unit. Yan. Then, other examples of hydrolases, yan. We have the first one, ito, pyrophosphatase. So, pyrophosphatase, ay wala dyan. Pyrophosphatase, it is used in reactions or addition of water na ang nababreak are phosphate bonds. Phosphate bonds. So, phosphatase siya. So, eto, you have one reactant, si water. So, H2O. H and then OH. Yan. So, mababreak dito na bond. Yung isang hydrogen, ay baliktad. Yung OH, didikit dito sa walang oxygen. And then yung hydrogen, didikit siya doon sa may oxygen. So, etong P double bond O, tas O negative, O negative. So, ang mangyayari is, yung isang bond dito is an OH. And then dito din, P double bond O, O negative, O, tapos doon didikit yung hydrogen. So, basically, you have two phosphate groups. So, dito nanggaling yung H tsaka OH. So, anong gagamitin na enzyme? It is a pyrophosphatase. Kasi yung ginamit mo na enzyme is a pyrophosphate. Yan. And then, etong second example or third example dito is a lipase. Kasi triacylglycerol, or these are the fats na siya, or lipids. And then you add 3 molecules of water. Bakit 3 molecules of water? Kasi yung, kung mapapansin nyo, esters siya. Or, esters ba? Oo, esters siya. RC double bond O. So, RC double bond O, O, tapos merong another R dyan. Ayun, usually, nabibreak siya doon sa may oxygen. So, dito, paano ba? Mabibreak siya dito. In between the oxygen and the C double bond O. So, since you have 3 C double bond O dyan, or ester bonds, yan, tatlo din yung pwede mong mabreak. So, tatlong H2O yung pwede mong idagdag. So, 1, 2, and then 3. Then, ang mayayari, eto, CH2O, and then eto, CH2O. So, dito didikit yung hydrogen. So, eto yung H na galing kay water. And then, yung RC double bond O, ito yung original. RCO, and then RCO, RCO. So, etong OH na to na tatlo, yun yung nanggaling kay water. Yan. So, triacyl glycerol plus water would be, ang tawag doon, ang products niya would be glycerol and fatty acids. And then, ano gagamitin na enzymes? Lipases. Kasi, yan, ester linkages of lipids yung reaction or na-break. And then the last one we have here is a protease. So, kapag protease, review lang, peptide linkages in proteins. So, there are peptide bonds here. Remember, peptide bonds, yun yung C double bond O and H. So, nasaan yun? Ito siya. Ito yung C double bond O and H. Sorry. Bilog na nga lang. Yan. Yan yung C double bond O and H. And then, papasok si protease. So, mayayari, magkakaroon ng protein hydrolysis or mabibreak yung peptide bond. So, mabibreak siya dyan. So, papasok yung isang hydrogen and then yung OH. So, eto na yung OH and then andito yung hydrogen ni water. Yan. So, nahati yung dalawang amino acids. So, yun yung sa hydrolase. Okay, we have 3 more left. The fourth one, we have the lyase. These are enzymes that catalyze the addition of a group to a double bond or the removal of a group to form a double bond in a manner that does not involve hydrolysis or oxidation. Yung kanina, yung kay hydrolysis, kasi 'di ba dito there is an addition of a group or removal of a group. Yung kay hydrolase, you are adding water. Yung kay transferase, you are adding a functional group. Yung kay oxidase, there is a somewhat addition din kasi yung hydrogen, nagdadagdag ka ng hydrogen. Pero yung kay lyase, parehong addition siya or removal of the group. Pero there is a key takeaway. There should be a formation of a double bond or breakage of a double bond. Yun yung parang keyword for lyase. You either add or remove something and then ma-affect yung double bond doon sa molecule. So we have two subclasses, dehydratase and hydratase. So de means removal. So you remove hydra. So you remove water, removal of water from a double bond. So, from double bond, magiging single bond siya kasi nag-remove ka ng water molecule. And then, kapag naman hydratase, there is an addition of water para makabuo ka ng, baliktad. To a double bond. Hindi, baliktad. Kapag nag-remove ka ng water, makakabuo ka ng double bond. You would be able to form double bond. Pero kapag nagdagdag ka ng water, matatanggal yung double bond. Yun yung pala yun. Kapag nag-remove ka ng water, makaka-form ka ng double bond. If you add water, yung double bond mare-reduce into a single bond. So, for example, we have this one. Ayan. We have skytalone. This is cytalone. Yan. And then you you remove H2O. So, etong hydrogen dito, and then, tama ba? Somewhat dito na part na yan. Yan. Kasi kung i-compare nyo doon sa reactant tsaka doon sa product side, itong part na to yung nagbago. Yan. So, there is a removal of water. So, dehydratase siya. Nag-remove ka ng water. So, dehydratase, removal of water to form a double bond. So, kung mapapansin nyo, from etong um, cyclohexane na to, from isang bond, double bond lang siya, naging tatlong double bond na siya. So, there is a formation of a double bond after you remove the water. So, ibig sabihin, dehydratase yung ginamit. Specifically, yung pangalan ng enzyme is cytalone dehydratase. Kasi cytalone yung um, substrate or reactant na ginamit. And then we have this one, fumarase, which is an example of dehydratase. Ito, example siya ng hydratase naman. Yan. So, makikita nyo, yung water is nasa reactant side. So, ibig sabihin, you are adding water. So, from here, etong, tama mo, H, tapos OH. May-break dito. So, etong double bond na to, mababreak siya. Tapos, para mag-open up siya, yung isang bond dyan, papasok siya dito. Mag-open yung double bond. So, yung hydrogen, papasok siya dito. And then, yung OH, papasok siya dyan. So, eto, tsaka, yan, yung H2O. So, na-break yung double bond kasi nagdagdag ka ng water. Yan. So, ang ginamit is a hydratase or a fumarate. Fumarate yung substrate na ginamit. And then next, we have the isomerase. The type of reaction wherein this enzyme is used is the isomerization. When we say isomerization, isomers, di ba? They have the same composition pero different arrangement. So, kapag isomerization, you are parang ginajumble mo. You are rearranging the atoms in a compound. So, babaguhin mo yung arrangement ng mga atoms pero magre-retain yung kinds and numbers of atom. So, converting it into a different isomer. So, yan. So, si isomerase, there is only one reactant and one product in reactions. Kasi, same dapat, magre-retain yung composition ng compound. Ang nababago lang is the arrangement ng mga atoms. So, for example, we have this one, racemase, which is a subclass of isomerase. Yan, racemase. So, kapag racemase siya, wait lang, i-verify ko lang. Kino-convert mo yung compound into a D configuration to L or baliktad, L to D. Or in other configurations din, R tapos S. Kung maalala nyo, si D and L, di ba, in amino acids. Kapag D, yung amino group nasa right side. Kapag L, yung amino group nasa left side. So, ganun lang din. Babaguhin mo lang. Kumbaga, nag-mirror lang siya. Yun. So, at the same time, nagbago yung arrangement siya. So, for example, we have here the R mandalate and S mandalate. So, we have the R and the S configuration. Iba, for 3D na kasi to. 3D configuration. Yung kay D and L, remember, for 2D lang siya. Si R and S kasi for 3D and usually kay carbohydrates din siya. So, babalikan natin tong R and S sa chapter 4. So, mapapansin nyo, kapag R, yung CO2 group is on the right side. Tama ba? Hindi, left side siya. Depende. Babalikan na lang natin yan. Kasi mahabang discussion yung R and CS. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung R mandalate, yung CO2 nasa right side. Ay, tama ba? Ano ba dito? Left side siya. Nasa left side siya. And then, yung mandalate, S-mandalate, nasa right side yung CO2. There will be an explanation on RNS sa carbohydrates para hindi pa ulit-ulit. Hindi kayo ma-overwhelm sa information. Ganyan na lang siya muna. Yan. So, mapapansin nyo yung difference. Nag-flip yung molecule. Pero kapag pagpapatungin mo yan, magbabago yung at nagbago yung arrangement niya kasi yung H tsaka yung CO2. So, ibig sabihin, these are isomers. So, ang nagbago siya. So, ano yung ginamit na enzymes na para magbago yung isomer niya o yung arrangement niya? It is a racemase. Specifically, mandalate racemase kasi mandalate yung substrate na ginamit. So, kapag racemase, these are used in isomerization reactions wherein from D and L tapos R and S. Parang i-flip mo lang. Magmi-mirror lang yung molecule. Pero kapag naman, ano ba yan? Mutase. Mutase yung enzyme. Eto na yung hindi na siya madadaan sa flip lang. Meron talagang rearrangement. O, dito ka, and then eto, yan. So, for example, we have 3-phosphoglycerate. Andito yung hydrogen, nandito yung phosphate. And then, mag-undergo siya ng isomerization or rearrangement. Magpapalit ng pwesto si hydrogen and si phosphate. Yan. So, anong ginamit? Mutase yung enzyme. Specifically, mutase kasi yung substrate is a phosphoglycerate. Yan. And then we have the last one, the ligase. So yung ligase, these are enzymes that catalyzes the bonding together of two molecules into one with the participation of ATP. So the special takeaway or the key takeaway on ligases is dapat one of the reactions should be ATP. Ayan. Ano ba yung gamit ni ATP? Ay kasi yun dun sa reaction ni ligase, you are bonding together two molecules. So, pinagko-combine mo yung dalawang molecules with the help of ATP. Ano ba yung silbi ng ATP? Si ATP kasi, siya yung nagpapababa ng activation energy ng reaction. So, it lowers the activation energy. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin o ano ba yung use ng activation energy? Kapag mababa, yung activation energy ng isang reaction, there would be a higher reactivity. Reactivity or reaction rate. Yan. Kapag reaction rate, yun yung time nung reactant na mag-proceed. Reaction rate. Gaano kabilis yung reaction. So, kapag mabilis or mataas yung reaction rate, there is a faster reaction. Ano pa isulat ko? Yan. Faster reaction. So, sa ligase, nagbabond yung dalawang molecules with the help of ATP. So, ang ginagawa ni ATP, it lowers the activation energy or pinapabilis pa niya yung reaction. So, magkasama na si ligase and si ATP na magpabilis nung reaction. So, for example, we have here CO2 and si pyruvate. So, pag ko-combine mo yung dalawang molecules na yan, so you need ATP. Yan. So, si ADP, after the reaction kasi, hindi na step by step nung reaction yan kasi mahaba yan. Yung last na product na niya is mahihiwalay yung isang phosphate ni ATP. So, magiging ADP na lang siya and phosphate. And then, yung CO2 dito, didikit siya doon kay pyruvate. So, kapag didikit siya, matatanggalan ng isang hydrogen si pyruvate. So, eto na yung H+. And then, didikit siya as CO2 negative. So, yun yung COO negative. So, from pyruvate, magiging oxaloacetate siya. Then, ano yung ginamit na enzyme? Pyruvate carboxylase. Yan. Kapag carboxylase, this is a ligase wherein yung isang reactant na kailangan mo to bond with another reactant is a carbonate group or CO2. So, pyruvate carboxylase. Yan. So, yun yung anim na classes nung enzymes, and then meron ding mga na-discuss na subclasses. So, etong slide na to, eto yung summary nung lahat ng mga main and subclasses ng enzymes, and then at the same time, ano yung type of reaction na nai-involve yung enzyme na yun. So, before we proceed with the example, ayan, please scan the QR code para sa attendance nyo for today since I'll be out for 2 meetings. Yan. So, scan the QR code, just fill out the Google form kung saan kayo i-direct nyan, and then submit. Yung form na yon, ang nakalagay lang is some questions and also your name para malaman ko kung nakinig kayo sa discussion. And also, please refrain from telling your friends or classmates about this one. Kumbaga, secret lang natin. So, kapag umabot dito, yung pakikinig ng mga classmate nyo, so ibig sabihin, malalaman nyo nila yung attendance. So, you let them discover this little secret we have. Okay? So, please lang, as much as possible, huwag nyo sabihin na merong ganito. So, hayaan yung mga classmate ninyo yung makadiscover. And kung hindi nila pinanood, so ibig sabihin, hindi nila ito malalaman. Wala silang attendance, wala silang additional points doon sa final grade ninyo. So, it would be your advantage na nakinig. So, keep your mouth shut and huwag niyong sabihin na merong attendance. Okay? Secret ba yun? Okay. So, last part na ng video na to would be examples. Yan. I have here 4 examples. Predict the function of the following enzyme. So, given yung enzymes, and then from that, kukunin natin ano yung paggagamitan nung enzymes na to. So, first, we have the cellulase. Yan. So, cellulase, dadissect natin yung pangalan. ASE, that's the enzyme suffix used for enzymes. And then, cellule. So, ibig sabihin, substrate lang yan. Walang type of reaction na na-indicate. So, automatic, that is an enzyme used to catalyze hydrolysis reactions. So, hydrolysis of cellule. So, ano yung possible na substrate for that? Which, that is a cellulose. Cellulose. Yan. Okay, then next we have sucrase. ASE for the suffix, and then sucre. SUCR. So, wala ulit type of reaction. So, automatic, that is a hydrolysis reaction. Pero para kaninong substrate? It is for sucrose. Yan. And then, we have this one. ASE for the suffix. And then, we have oxide. So, ibig sabihin, oxidation reaction siya. So, oxidation of anong substrate? L-amino acid. Yan. Ganyan lang, kadali. And then last, we have aspartate aminotransferase, so ASE, and then aminotransfer. So, ibig sabihin, there is a transferase. There is a transfer of amino group from one group to another. So, the transfer of the amino group from ano yung substrate? That is aspartate. Yan. Ganyan lang. And then, try to answer this one. So, pagbalik ko, we'll check ano yung answers nyo for this one. We have maltase, lactate dehydrogenase, fructose oxidase, and maleate isomerase. Yan. Pause nyo na lang and then picture or you work. Okay? Then, next example. To what main enzyme class do the enzymes that catalyze the following chemical reactions belong? So, given na yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Ibibigay yung chemical reaction and then you have to identify anong enzyme class or subclass. Pero in this case, main enzyme class lang siya. So, for the first reaction, may kita nyo, eto, this is a malate. No need to, don't worry, no need to name the reactants. Pero sinasabi ko lang for additional information. We have malate and NAD+. Remember from the previous discussions, anong enzymes yung merong NAD+? Isa lang siya. That is an oxidoreductase. Oxidoreductase. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, merong kang redox reaction dito. Yan. Then, letter B. Ano nangyari dyan? Ano yung makita nyo? We have here, eto. Yan. C double bond O, NH, and then eto na yung C double bond O, eto din yung NH. So, there is a breakage of the peptide bond. So, balikan natin yung summary. Ayun. Hydrolysis of amide linkages or peptide bonds in protein. So, anong main classes? Hydrolases. So, specifically, anong subclass? Proteases. Yan. So, we have here hydrolases. Specifically, a protease. Yan. Another example. This time, identify the enzyme needed in each of the following reactions. It could be an isomerase, a decarboxylase, a dehydrogenase, a lipase, or a phosphatase. So, at this time, subclasses na siya. So, kapag isomerase, there is a rearrangement, di ba? Isomers siya. Ito sa taas na yun. Rearrangement. Yan. And then, kapag decarboxylase, and then carboxy. So, ibig sabihin, removal of carboxyl group or CO2. And then, eto naman, dehydrogenase, then hydrogen. So, ibig sabihin, removal of hydrogen or H2. Or kapag removal of H2, wala kasing ganun na, balikan nyo na lang to. Yan, dehydrogenase, so, oxidoreductase siya. So, ibig sabihin, merong NAD+. Or, ganyan na lang. Oxidoreductase. Yan. And then next, we have the lipase or hydrolysis. Balikan nyo yung sa subclasses. Hydrolysis. And then, ang nabe-break are ester linkages or ester bonds in lipids. And then, the last one, yung kay phosphatase, it is also a hydrolysis reaction. Tapos, ang nabe-break are phosphate bonds. Yan. So, we have the first example. Ayan. CH3, C double bond O, and then COOH. And then, yung product is, ano yung napapansin yung nagbago? Nahiwalay yung CO2. So, ibig sabihin, there is a removal of, removal of CO2. So, among the choices, isa lang yung removal of CO2. Ayan. So, ang ginamit na enzyme dito is a Ayan, remove. Decarboxylase. Yan. Then, eto naman. Remember this, kapag tatlo yung H2O, ayan, may break dito, dito, and dito. So, ano yung mga bonds na yan? These are lipids or fats. So, ano yung hydrolysis? You add water. So, hydrolysis of lipid. So, ang ginamit dyan is a lipase. Yan. Ganun lang mag-identify. Yan. As long as kaya nyong i-identify yung kung ano yung type of reaction. Ang gagawin nyo lang naman is you compare the reactants and the product side. Ano yung nagbago. And then from that, malalaman nyo na anong type of reaction. Then another set work, o try to answer or identify ano yung enzyme na ginamit dyan. Para pagbalik, pag-discussion na is, alam nyo na kung ano yung answer. Ayan. So, sa next video na, yung models of enzyme action. So, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, PM me. Siguro magre-reply ako. I'll try. Okay? So, that's it for this first video. Second, mamaya. Okay? Bye-bye!